Good afternoon and welcome to the 90 something days. Well, right around that. 3 months. Let's put it that way. 3 months till Christmas Day edition of the Bob Randall and Company Live preview show. And say hello to my illustrious Santa looking fellow where he's fixing to start processing pretty soon. And he's going to Santification, Mr. Randall Santa Checker Lee.
You got that right. Friday's the first bleaching, so it starts on Friday, the sanctification process, right? Yeah, can you believe it?
Exactly.
3 months from today is Christmas Day. Man, welcome everybody.
3 months.
Welcome TGIM as always. Thank goodness it's Monday. Woohoo! Love those Mondays.
So now here's the thing. 90 around 90
90 days.
days. I didn't count the exact days, whatever they are, but 3 months. 3 months from today. It is panic time, brother. If you have not started processing and you have dark tones as Randall does, now is the time to do it. Do not wait. It's going to take 3, possibly 4 time settings to get that thing to the snow white effect that you're looking for. So you don't want to over process, don't want to leave it on too long, don't want to burn your skin, don't want to burn your beard off or your hair, especially your beard. Your beard is your money. Start now, take baby steps and get her done by the time the season that you take your first gig. So I know Randy's been busy. He does magic year round. That's why he doesn't process during the year. So he's not a magician doing Santa stuff. He's a Santa part time, you might say, full time Santa, but part time entertainer as far as Santa goes. Rest of the year, it's all about your magic and the shows and the entertainment you do, Randy. Is phenomenal.
Thank goodness my October shows are all the Wizard. So when it starts changing color to white, the Wizard works perfect. I've got 6 or 8 days, which is comes to about 30 some shows because one day 6 shows a day, but at least it's the Wizard works fine. So like you said, Bob said, man, take your time on bleaching your beard. It'll take 3 times to get mine as white as the snow, but because I don't want it to fall out like it did about 8 years ago. I decided to rush the process. I didn't think it was white enough, and so I did it again the next day, and I had hands full of hair. So, and we can't grow that back that quick. At least I can't grow it back in a few days. It takes me all year to get to this point. So,
I think many of us have experienced that at times in our career if you've done it long enough. A lot of mistakes made are trying to use too strong of a formula. Your ratio and or your volume of the lift that you're using. So, take baby steps, as we said. That's the best insurance you can have.
5 minutes can make the difference in killing your hair because it strips everything out of it. So leaving the bleach and the whatever that stuff is called, I get it done. I don't trust myself to do it. So they know all the technology. I let the professionals do it. But 5 minutes longer, you could be bald, or burn first and then bald next. So take time and do it, because that's what they see first. Besides the suit, they see they see the smile in the beard. So do it slowly, do it good.
Yeah, well, that is the truth. So moving along here a little bit, we want to talk about the weather as we always do. We've got a cool front that came through last night. It's the dry air is still a little bit behind it, so it's still humid feeling outside. But over the weekend, we broke 2 records again. We got back to 101 Saturday and Sunday. We thought we were done with the 100s, but no, they come creeping back in for a couple of days. But as I said, today's high is only supposed to be 89. Right now, we're sitting at 87. It is partly cloudy. And we got 1.5 inches rain here at the house last night. So that helps a little bit. That makes up a little bit. But as Randy and I was talking earlier, it's going to take quite a bit to soak down deep enough to really do any good.
Yeah, with that kind of heat, you're like I was talking about, the ground just is so hard, just doesn't not enough rain can penetrate down in there to soak in enough, and just runs off. So, but 100, it's the end of September, and you're already keeping that hot. My furnace went on a few times the last couple of days. So, it's been we get to about the mid to end of September, and it seems like the switch just kind of changes. It just starts going downhill. We'll still in the 70s. I think next week one day it does say a high of 80, but that's probably just for I don't plan on it. Let's put it that way. It'll stay in the
So
70s on a good day.
I tell you what really gets me about this time of year, Randy, is you get used to the long summer days here in the Dallas Fort Worth area. It doesn't actually get dark until the sun goes down, around 9 at night, and it's really, really dark by 9:15. But September is amazing because you lose about 2 hours. Boy, that would be crazy. 2 minutes of daylight a day.
A day.
So through the month of September in 30 days, it goes from being dark from 8:30 at night to around 7:15, 7:20 at night. I mean, it just comes in on you.
Are you guys
And
still changing the Eastern Standard, whatever? Are you guys switching time
we're still
November
switching.
what? November
It
4th,
usually
I think
happens
it
around
is.
Halloween now for us
Yeah.
in the fall. So
Yeah.
we've
I
still
think it's
got
the 4th. I think they're doing it this year here. So man,
a
that
ways
just
to go.
at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, it's dark up here. I mean,
Well,
it's
and here it's 5:15. It's dark in the dead of the winter, and like now though, like I said, you're kind of used to those long summer days, and you get out and do things in the evening if you have time. If you still work, you come home, you eat, and then you have an hour or two to go out and take a walk in the park, or go out and water your flowers, whatever you feel like doing, to R&R a little bit. But now, gosh, man, by 7:15, 7:20, it feels like it's 10 o'clock at night already, and the night just seems to linger on so long. But hey, we're welcome in the cooler weather. And yes, it's only going to be 89, but that is a big difference
cooler.
between 101. So we'll take it today. Back in the 90s, mid 90s for the rest of the week, they say. I wait for that first frost and that first real cold snap where we get down below freezing. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Got to get them covers all curled up, at night.
Yeah,
Boy, that
yeah.
feels good when you roll those covers up. Man, I got the comforter at the end of the bed all rolled up, and I'll be
I
covered. Oh, that's just
start.
yeah. Just pull it all up and kind of curl up with that comforter. Man, that's a good night's sleep.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Oh boy.
But and for the folks that are far north, up near the Arctic Circle, that really has those long winter nights and long summer days. It started changing. Gosh, I guess 4 or 6 weeks ago they started having that big change, and they've seen snow in the northern Rockies the other night. I heard. I guess it was maybe somewhere in Idaho near the Canadian border, but I can't wait. It's so
Yeah,
warm.
up here, other colors are starting to change a little bit here, at least in the lower part of Michigan. So northern part of Michigan, colors are changing. Just, I mean, it is breathtaking to see all the oranges and the reds, the yellows, and I mean, it's just beautiful this time of year to take a drive. I mean, the green trees are beautiful, but man, it's really breathtaking. I mean, it's like to see all the colors that the trees can become this time of year, and then it's
Yes,
it's kind of
definitely.
cool how that works. I do understand. It changes colors, they fall off, go dormant for a while, green again, and I mean it's such a process.
It is. It is. It's amazing the transformation that plants and animals go through is more than us. Of course, we have luxury housing and heat and air and all the things that other species don't have. So it's pretty amazing. Now, I wanted to mention that October 1st, I think it is, through October 5th or 6th, something of that nature. There's a big YouTube convention in town here in Dallas,
Wow,
and a lot
YouTube.
of the YouTube influencers, as they're called, those who have established channels with millions of viewers, are all flocking to Dallas this next week, and it'll be pretty cool. So I wished I could get out and meet a couple of them, but I don't have time. I have way too much preparation for not only the season, but for winter and for putting the Christmas lights up. So, man, the next 30 days is going to be crazy.
We have to get them up before the season starts. We can't wait
Yeah.
till, like, remember when I was young, you put it up right before Thanksgiving or something like that. But there's no way. Stuff has to be done now, before by the end of October. You don't have to necessarily turn them on, but you got to get them up if you're going to get them up. So
If
I
you
was
work
I was
during
at
the
Bonners
month of
again last week with my daughter, and I was like going, okay, I want this. I'm going to add this year. I'm going to change. So I went to the Christmas store to change some things around this year. So house will look different for Christmas this year. Of course, it's a different house for Christmas, so it'll be different. So it'll be different.
You know what else? You know what never looks different?
What?
That big old something burger. It's always consistent, isn't it? Well, let's go. Let's do it.
Let's go.
I gotta answer Rex's question here real quick. Rex lives down in Chipley, Florida. He's got a huge acreage down there. He's back off the highway, and he wants to know why I take my Christmas lights down. Well, number one, the sun will kill them in a matter of a month and a half once it hits them. The paint falls off the bulbs, and the shingle hangers that I have, the plastic shingle hangers, get brittle and break. And the next thing you know, they're hanging off, and then of course, over the course of 3, 4, 5 years, the actual electrical wires start to crack. And I tried that, Rex, when I first bought this house back way many, many, many moons ago. I stapled them to the fascia of the house and left them up for a few years and found out that wouldn't work. And then I don't know, it's been 4, 5, 6 years ago. Time gets away from you. I got a notice on my front door from code enforcement. Says it's against the law to leave them up year round.
Really? Oh,
Really?
it's
Yeah,
against the
this was
law.
at the end of January, and I normally got them down by the end of January if I can, find the time, jump up or get it done, and off the roof anyway. And yeah, got a notice. Said it was against the law, so I had to run out there one day, make time at that point because I didn't want to get a
Yeah.
ticket and get fined and take those rascals down. But hey, it is what it is.
I know we're all
Uh,
Santa, but I'm still afraid to get on that roof. I know we're all Santa. We shouldn't be afraid of that. But I'm just a little
oh man,
too.
I used to not have any fear. Working on the edge, leaning over, clipping those to the shingles. Now the way our house is built with the eaves and all the different shapes and stuff, it's almost impossible with flower beds and all that to put a ladder out there and go up and down the ladder and get it done. So I just climb up on top, lean over, get it done. Well, now I get over kind of close to that edge, and I'm like trying to hold myself back and reaching out there. It's
Oh man.
last thing I want to do is fall off. I had a friend of mine that I went to school with fell off the roof at Christmas time one year. He came to the mall. Him and his wife saw me, took a bunch of pictures on our opening day parade coming in, and it was like a week later. He went home, got all motivated about Christmas and was hanging Christmas lights, and it messed his brain up so bad. He's in a wheelchair and lost his mobility, and he's just a shadow of who he was. And I felt so bad about it because he was so enthused about Christmas and all. But anyway, stay away from the edge. That's the lesson here,
Yeah,
folks.
yeah. Stay away from the edge. I tried it with the ladder on this way, and I mean, not this house, the other one, but thank goodness last house was always just a ranch, so it was never really that high, even though the peaks were a
Hmm.
little bit. But
Hmm.
I guess I didn't have all that oddball stuff. But no, not for me. I'm a little skittish.
Okay, something burger, our hot topic for the day. Two topics as always. Randy goes first. Randy's got a great one for you today. Let's go, Randy.
It's quick and easy, guys, and it's something that, of course, we should be doing all year anyway. These questions. I'm just kind of curious. What is your favorite way to promote yourself? Which way do you like to promote yourself the most? And what's your least favorite thing to do to promote yourself? I mean, it's well, sure, we should be doing this all year, but really making a big push right now for getting ready for the season and fill them up every day. But what's your most favorite way to promote yourself? What is easiest for you? What do you like? How to promote it? And how do you just don't like to promote yourself? Bob, how about you? How do you? I mean, you got a great day with them all, man. That's I mean, but you still
Yeah,
do
I don't.
the photo things and all
I
that. You're promoting yourself to do that.
really don't have to promote myself as a mall Santa. I do, of course, have quite the relationship with a large number of folks that have been coming to see me every year and return each year. A lot of times they want to know how they can get in contact with me during the year. I've mentioned before, I set up a group page, had a business card made that said, to keep up with Santa year round, join this group. And it's a place for them to post pictures that they take with Santa at the mall because I never get to see them unless someone shares them with me.
Yeah.
It's a way for my customers to connect. And a lot of my customers are friends with each other. They tell each other about, hey, you got to go see this Santa. He's one you want to see this year. Or, he does such a wonderful job with my family. And, so you get, word of mouth, which is really hard to beat. But, for me, I guess the other side of that would be photography work. And that's up to the photographer to do that. For me, I reached out last year looking for a couple of new photographers to work with and picked up a couple and stuck with one this year. She was new and upcoming and just such a pleasant to work with. I loved everything about what she and I put together last year. So I give her room this year to expand. So I'm only working with her and then the one other photo shoot I do for good friends of ours at the real estate company that I've been doing for years. And again, they promote it. They hire the photographers. All I do is dress, go in, and have fun. So
But exactly what you said, Bob, is probably my most favorite is just word of mouth.
yeah.
That is my favorite. If
Hmm.
we do our jobs, which we do everything we can, all the Santa's here, Mrs. Claus, do everything we can to make our clients happy. So we're promoting ourselves just doing that. That's my favorite way. So if they come in, they want you, like I've been saying on most of every one of the magical moments, they want you to make sure they promote you. So that is my favorite also is just word of mouth. We all year we do, business postcards, but this is just picture cards. Just there's so many different ways of doing business cards, and don't do business cards with too many pictures if you're gonna pass them out. But you know, like Bob said, he does a card that's, I think it's a great idea with a Facebook page. So because you can't give it out with your phone number to the children and they'll get a hold of it. But so many parents want that business card. I'm used to giving them out because of the magic business or the postcards that way. But I'll stick to exactly what Bob said. Is word of mouth is my favorite promotion, because that means I did my job, and I'm getting promoted that way. So I agree, Bob. That is my favorite way also. See,
Yeah.
we got a great list of people on, of course. Rex Ray, of
Word of
course, is
mouth,
here. Hi,
Randy.
Jimmy's here. AJ. We got who else is here? We got Diana's on. We got it says Angela, but I know you're here, Angela. I see your name there. Um, Ron McLam's on. We got Bart here. Good to see everybody. Where do we got here? Now we get to the mind where I'm looking here. Um, Facebook
AJ,
user says AJ's here. Facebook user
Randy
says
Neely.
Facebook user says I use Facebook a lot, and that's a great way as long as you don't do anything like I said, like way Bob says he does. He has a special page just for Santa in the mall, which is a great way. Then there's no political, there's no opinion, there's nothing else on there, just Santa, and that's what we need to do. That's a
And that
great
was
way.
Ernie, by the way,
That's
Randy.
Ernie.
That was
Oh,
Ernie.
good, Ernie. I got to give you a super thumbs up by the video about the trick, man. Thank you, Ernie. Hold on, where is it here? Good job, Ernie. Thank you, man. You did a great job making one. Cool video you did. Um, Gig salad. Yeah, see, I agree. Gig salad does. I do a fair amount with magic. I don't do any with Santa with gig salad at all. But gig salad does, from what I hear, a really good job with Santa's. I guess they gave a 50% discount too about a month or so ago. So hopefully some Santas jumped on that deal. Megan gave a 50% discount joining. So that was a cool deal. Gig salads probably would be, if you're going to an agency, a very good way to do it. Another meeting people. Got to see which one there. Meeting people. Whoops, where I got to go back to here where that Facebook user is. Where is it? Where?
Or Randy Neely.
Randy Neely. I like your name, Randy. I really do. Same thing. We got meet people, hang out cards. And we all have to have cards. If you do agency works like what I talked about last week, make sure, like even Bob does, have two different type cards. One is more generic, just to promote you and to hand them out, or for an agent, or one for your own private gigs. AJ, of course, yep, Santa AJ does himself, and that's self-promoting, and that's what we, like I said, that's what we do, word of mouth. My least favorite, cold calling. I got to give somebody a high five on that one.
That is Bart.
Bart.
And I think I'll throw in here real quick, Bart. I think I've mentioned, I know I have, that I used to work for a wholesale high performance hot rod warehouse, largest in the Southwest at the time. And we had, like I mentioned a couple of days, shows ago, or last show, we had a couple of lines easy to cover because there were so many lines. We had out of state lines and Texas hotlines, and so I had two phones, and I was trying to double time everything. But if we was not on a phone call, we were ordered, is the word, because the guy we worked for, he was very strict, to take a cold call list and start calling customers that had not bought anything that physical year. And I absolutely hate doing that. You catch them at a bad time or whatever, it leaves kind of a bad impression on them. You're just trying to drum up business. You're trying to make sure that you're taking care of those customers that you had, sold product to in the last previous year. But I hated it. Word of mouth, Randy. No pun intended, but it speaks for itself.
Thumbs up on that one. Good. It sure does. But I agree. Cold calling. I had a job years ago. I was in sales, selling meats and specialty foods, game, and everything. And that was part of my job was to cold call on people, restaurants, and oh man, I didn't last very long. I just could not. A little bit about Santa. A couple years ago, I was doing a thing to go to different. And if you dress Santa way, casual, you're accepted a little bit more than if you're just walking into a restaurant and say, hey, I want to talk to the chef. I want to sell him something. That doesn't work very good. But if you're looking like Santa, it's a little bit easier. But I agree, cold calling it can get very depressing because it's so many no's, So, but I agree, and it speaks for itself. Good, Bob. That was that was a good one, Bob. Social media, all social media. My photographer posts well. Now, is that you like social media or see? I'm no good at like Sean and some other people do. There's some other people that do great job on social media. Between TikTok and Instagram and everything else. Really know how to get that out. And I think that's and some people it comes very natural for. Me, I'm too old, I guess, I think, for that kind of stuff. Rex, good to see you, Rex. I make it a point to be seen at all our local festivals, celebrations, Santa usually, seasonal casual wear. And like I said, we're accepted, not is a little bit not as threatening as a salesperson if you come looking like Santa and Santa casual and all that. This gets me a lot for folks special media and in the local paper. Yeah, Santa shows up to something, it's going to be a photo op. There's no doubt about it. Now, I take it, Brex, you must like doing that, of course, if you're doing that all the time. You must really like that. And Chamber of Commerce, I've never done those things to promote myself. Chamber of Commerce or what are those other things they have once a month in most cities, JCs or things like that. I never, which I think could be a good way to promote. And next one is Ron. Today was stopped 5 times at Walmart. Yeah, that's and like I said, always have business cards. So it's just self promotion. You might as well say that's word of mouth. Look
I don't know
the
if you
part
saw it,
always.
Randy, but Jeannie processed Ron's hair and beard, so he
Yeah, I
looks
saw it
Santa
on
again. So
Facebook.
5 times, that's a gosh, that's a good thing.
Looks good. Hello, here we go. Great, Kimmy. Here we go, Kimmy. Hi, Kimmy. I have done monthly vendor. Yeah, Kim does these market things with her and crafts and all that. Let me read it. I have done monthly vendor markets, and I have a page with all my information and a scan square the QR codes, which they're inexpensive to get. Have the people just do that, and then a lot of children know how to use them, but they might not take them a step further. It's good for the parents to use a QR code. They don't lose their photos as well. It's worked very well for me. Also, the vendor coordinator who is getting me the place really wants to. I really want to go. Sorry, I apologize. Also, a vendor coordinator who is getting me into the places really wants it to go. She really is helping. And when you have somebody behind you, is what Kimmy is saying, to help promote it, when they're all fired up about Santa or Mrs. Claus, man, that helps. So,
Randy, I want to say hi to Greg Swick. He's on
sure.
today. Hello, Greg. Good to see you again, my friend. And real quick, Megan Jean says, great idea about Facebook pages. Let's talk about that for just 1 second. Facebook pages or pages, business pages, whatever you want to call those, are a great way to have a second place just for your Santa persona or Mrs. Claus persona on Facebook. I don't like those pages. They're too hard to use. You don't have friends, you have followers. For me, I have found that groups work better for me. So I'm more about a group where I can be friends with those folks. If I'm not friends with them already on Facebook, it's a good way to connect and make new friends. It's like I said, it's a good place for your friends to talk to each other. We're on a business page. You can't do that. And then, of course, sharing other photos on a business page, those photos get hidden. You have to go look for the comments and the photos and things on business pages because your main content is what you post. So
Okay.
in groups, it's more like what we got going on with the Tuesday Night Live group. So
Oh, see,
anyway, just
that's a
real
cool
quick.
differential between the two to know a business page and just a group. Very,
Mhm.
very good. Um, yeah, Ernie gonna said he's gonna make another one for a backup. That's great, Ernie. Greg, we got that. I wanted to hop on and say hi. AJ, I'm glad you're saying hi. Um, somebody says I've never done cold calls. I'm not a salesperson, and then that's Santa shouldn't really. We should have to be salespeople.
It's Charlie.
We, Charlie, oh, Charlie, we then I agree. We're not salesmen. We're not. That's not our. I mean, we are Santa. So in a way, what we do and how we act sells ourselves. We're not there to, try to sell a bill of sales or the only time we do that is maybe if we're doing a corporate gig and you want to sell your sleigh because you think a picture would be better. You want to get more money because you're going to have sleigh in the picture, or your Santa chair, or Mrs. Claus, or whatever. That's the way we sell that way. That's an upcharge thing. Um, Local chamber of commerce. Yeah, that's it's a good way to promote yourself that way. Like I said, I never have. I don't know. I think there's got to be. I don't know how many people show up at different cities. It's probably a bigger thing there. Um, Working for SEOs on a website.
Search
Oh,
engine
yeah,
optimization or how you optimize.
and I'm same thing. I'm too old school. I don't know those certain what are those bit words or whatever they're called, the ones that, like, the that'll get you the bigger
Yeah,
hits,
yeah.
buzzwords or whatever it might be. So I got the websites, but I get the thing all the time. We can make your website more visible on Google if you. Yeah, thank you very
Just
much.
pay 4 easy payments of $1,000 each.
That's what it
We'll
is.
guarantee we'll get you 2 more clients.
That's what it is. I can't fit any more in anyway. So I'm trying to figure out what to advertise now that my Santa has passed. Oh yeah, that's good. Well, sorry to hear that. Hi Megan. Oh, Megan, my neighbor. Hi Megan. Good to see you. We didn't know. We live in the same complex, and we're on this next door, excuse me, app, and I did my little picture thing, and Megan goes, "Are you a Santa?" She goes, "Yeah." She just lives across the thing. Her Santa was passed away about a year and a half ago. Of course, my wife last year. So we've kind of been chit chatting back and forth, Megan and I. Good to have you on here, Megan. I know you've. I think I am then texting. Sorry, it's been a busy weekend and more than that. So good to see you on. I'm glad you're here, Megan. It's a great community of people. That's what makes it good. And there's Kimmy again. My square is just my contact from my phone. It was free. I put it on Canva and made it into a poster. Yeah, that's all you need. Click. Everybody knows how to use that phone to get QR code. Um, it was kind of weird. What about 5, 6 years ago they became a thing? They kind of dipped off, and now I think they're really coming back a lot. And I just don't understand how we can get that many little squares, that many little businesses. It's kind of surprising how we can differentiate, all that stuff out of those little tiny squares. And but because I'm afraid of one square off, I'm going to get a website I don't want to go to. You never know. I just don't know. It just kind of I just don't know. So um,
Great
get
point,
to a
Randy.
Google professional profile. It's and we'll yeah, that's what I should do with the magic ones, like you said. Just get to the right ones. But I'm getting old. I don't know if I want to do many more shows than I already do next year. I just don't know. Maybe if I was 20 years younger, I would push that. But man, yeah, everybody's got the same thing. We all know we have to promote ourselves, and we do it all year long in our own ways. But now it's a last final punch, since it's 3 months only till Christmas Day. And Christmas Day, that means it's over. That means we've done all our shows in 3 months. So we have to do the last minute, if we're not booked up by now, to the last minute promotion. And I just wanted to see if you guys didn't like certain. Same with me. I just don't feel to fit in right at certain things. But thank you guys. As always, I just can't be more blessed about all the um, answers. Always. And Bob's got a good. Again, Bob always does a great one here. This one, go for it, Bob.
Well, this question would be directly to all the independent clauses working out there that do not sit in a chair at the mall or big box store. So this is for all you independents. Based on your experience level, how many visits in a 5 to 7 week time period would you say you are capable? Capable is a key word there of doing. Break it down from your last season. How many did you actually do in how many days? Most of us have the analytics that we keep up with at some point, especially if you use Crinkle Tracker, which is a great app put together by Roger and the guys up there. Some of the uh, folks at Maps has been using it now for almost a year.
Oh yeah, over a year now. Yeah,
Yep.
and
And,
yeah, a few other people across the U.S. have been using. Quite a few people, and it's a
it's
great
open
way to break things down and give you. It analyzes all that for you, which is very good. Besides,
everything. I
organizes
mean,
everything you would ever need for your
A to
entertainment
Z
business.
clause,
Yeah,
A to Z clause. It's there. So anyway, that's the question. 5 to 7 week periods. Most of us, don't start till mid-November, work through Christmas or New Year's Day, depending on if you get that occasional after Christmas event for some of the other holidays that are celebrated in different cultures. But just was kind of wondering, seen a post earlier this week, last week actually, talking about this, and it kind of sparked my interest. Ron says around 45, no stress. That's a good number, Ron. Because that it keeps you just busy enough, but it doesn't burn you out. I see some of these guys that say they've done 100, 120. Frankly, I don't know how it's done especially if you live in a larger city like Detroit or Dallas, because of logistics,
yeah,
if nothing else. But a smaller town, I can see where you could do more. But then, is the customer base there? Or do you have to drive to neighboring towns? And then again, you still got distance if you do that. So,
it is.
Facebook user is Ernie says an average of 20 home visits per season, some more or less, plus big box stores. And that's a great way too. Also, Ernie, speaking of big box stores, those are what we call split chairs. So you work a half a day. That gives you the opportunity to go out and do those independent gigs in the evening or mornings or weekends, depending on what your schedule is, that you work out with the big box stores. For me at the mall, I'm kind of a dying breed because Cherry Hill has started going to split chairs a number of years ago, but I am the only Santa covering all the hours 7 days a week at my mall. I have time to do anything else. I was asked a question this week, what do I do on Christmas Day and Christmas Eve? And I said, well, Christmas Eve, I get off at the mall, I go home, we have our family Christmas. I don't do nothing on Christmas Day unless we travel to Colorado for a much needed week of R&R. And I do still advertise on my website for Christmas Day events, but the price is so high, nobody wants me for that kind of money. So,
They want you.
yeah, it works. It works for me.
Yeah, I,
Ernie says, no, that was we already mentioned Ernie. Greg says my business plan is one visit an hour, 9 a day at 30 days, totals around 270. That's fantastic. Greg, now Greg is kind of unique in his way too because he does a lot of virtual, or pretty much most of his, I think, is virtual. Correct me if I'm wrong there, Greg, but Greg has it over the top studio and all that technology that he worked so hard to have to bring the children an experience that pretty much is not duplicated by many, if any. Greg is an entity of his own. So fantastic job, Greg, as always, man. Bart, uh, total TTL number of 2022 in-person events / visits equal 42 events, not counting Xmas in July events by month equals one event in September. And let's see here. Events in the month of November equal 37. December breakdown. Well, that was definitely analytics.
yeah, that definitely is technical there. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
which is it's a little bit of everything, which is what same thing I do. I probably do about 25 regular visits. The rest are a big box store. I love filling it Monday through Friday in during the day, or the beginning of November when I don't do a whole lot of the other Santa. It fills me in every day. Then the things start, and it's great. So yeah, Greg said it's 100% virtual. Yeah, he does 100%, and it is unprecedented what Greg does for his whole thing. I mean, it is mind-boggling to watch, and how much work he has put into that, and the people that he's connected with is wow.
Yeah. Now, Bart, I have a question for you, brother. Is that are you using Crinkle Tracker or do you use some other tracking app? Because again, if you want a prime example of what a app can do for you as far as analytics, look at and in my Facebook chat coming through StreamYard, I didn't get the full uh, comment. I had to go over to my Facebook page and pull it up there, but he has got everything broken down from summer of 2023 to everything that possibly could be tracked is tracked right there. So uh, he said he thought he would mess with us a little bit. That's all right, man. We like to see this kind of stuff, Bart. That was kind of what the question was all about,
Yeah,
and
yeah. It's
no better answer than what you and Greg gave.
I,
Fantastic example.
I just love to see that Greg's doing that many virtuals still. I think that's phenomenal. That is a real thumbs up to how much he's promoting himself and the way he's doing it instead of the days we did it during COVID, did a 5-minute, 15-minute video and next 15-minute video next. Yeah.
With a
So
static
he's
backdrop in the beginning before we started
right.
going to the green screen, blue screen
Yeah.
technology with the
Oh,
OBS. Again, Greg is unique in every way when it comes to his business because of Reindeer Barn and the Hall of Letters. And I mean, all the things that Greg does is up and beyond what the rest of us ever even dreamed of doing.
so
We
that's
thought when Ed came out with the Northern Lights room was pretty cool, but man,
yes.
Greg is
Yeah, yeah.
Ed ain't got nothing on Greg. And for those who don't know, Bart and Greg are good friends, and so those two guys have worked together, passing ideas backwards and forth through the years, and they are both professional at every sense of the word. Bart says Party Pro Manager. Okay, fantastic, Bart. Just was wondering who you were using because that was a great spreadsheet analytics, and that was kind of what we were looking for. All right, guys, I think we've just about beat that horse or that reindeer until it don't want to fly
Don't
no
beat that
more.
poor reindeer. I used to sell
So,
venison, like I told you, that sales job, and I didn't like doing that. But
all right, man. All
yeah,
right,
yeah, no,
fantastic, guys. Thank you so much, everyone, for timing in on those. We love the first part of this show because of you guys who make it special. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, Randy, I guess let's go ahead and move on to santascloset.org, and we'll be right back on the other side.
Hey everyone, Elf Angela Mack here for Bob, Randyl, and Company Live. The show about nothing. Bob, Randyl, and Company Live is brought to you by Santa's Closet. Santa's Closet has been delivering unique, value-packed Santa and Mrs. Claus accessories since 2004. Santa's Closet's main goal is to provide both a superior customer experience with tremendous value for their customers. Santa's Closet brings more than 400 separate products to the Claus community at a reasonable price. Santa's Closet is under new ownership. Let's welcome Santa Wade and Scarlett Kaufman of Tennessee, whom will continue the tradition of bringing you products of unparalleled quality and design. Don't forget to visit their sites at santascloset.org and support their efforts of bringing quality products to the community. This is Angela Mack reminding you to catch our show every Monday at 3 p.m. Central. Thanks for watching. Now let's get back to Bob, Randyl, and Company Live and today's Monday Santa's Closet Trivia.
Now, I did mention Northern Lights a moment ago, so Randy, throw this one at them.
Oh man, this is really cool. But I don't see where you find these things, man. How do you? Well, I was going to say you stay up all night. Yeah, you do stay up late at night to find these things. Man, this is cool. Again, as always. Here we go, guys. The question is, what was the earliest known documented account of when the Northern Lights first appeared? What is the earliest known documented account of when the Northern Lights first appeared? Also, where and by who was it written? So basically, we need a couple of answers there. Um, when was the earliest documented? Like basically a year or that, and where, and then who wrote it? Man, this because where do you where man, you gotta learn, you're gonna have to get some sleep one of these days, Bob, because this is another one. Why
Uh,
I didn't think, I mean, I know everything's written somewhere, but it's
yeah, and so let's kind of look at this question at face value. The key word there is documented, because of course, from the beginning of man, uh, the Northern Lights have always been. So, I'm sure the earliest of earliest cavemen noticed the lights in the sky if they live far enough north in the above the equator. So this is documented, and again, who and where was it written at? So, but it was a cool question, and it's really a cooler answer, I think. But anyway, we'll get to the answer here in a bit. And you guys just keep working on that. That's good for a gift baggie goodies from SantaClausHead.org. Wade and Scarlett Coppin over there in Smyrna, Tennessee. So if you have not bought your stuff for the season, always think about SantaClausHead.org. And then on Tuesday night, we have our Spangle, who also has some really cool stuff. So support those guys. They need your help.
I mean, they
All right,
both
Randy,
have,
let's do the exit radio, and we'll be right back.
back.
Okay, guys, this just in from the Elfin Chatterbox News. Well, not really, but I mean, let's play like it was. We just want to mention again, San Antonio, Texas, February 2nd and 3rd and 4th, 2024, npcornerstones.com. Did you load up that new promo on that, Angela?
Yeah, let me pull it
Well,
up.
let's play this little promo, and that'll say everything
Cool.
we need to say. That way we won't sit here and go through the same old stuff. Oops, wrong one. That's the Tuesday night promo. Okay, well, let's just go ahead and do it this way for now. We'll get the other one loaded up. I don't know.
Technology has a
on you?
mind of its own. It really does. Technology has a mind of its own. We think we're better with it. And
Sometimes it does. It sure is. Okay, so two
sometimes
Christmas
it's
schools
going to take
collaborate
over.
to form.
That AI stuff's going to take over. We're going to be the old, Terminator going to be happening one of these days.
I'm worried about it, man. That's one of the biggest fears. I mean, I know real quick while we're idle for just a moment. McDonald's opened a completely humanless restaurant recently. Even the burgers are cooked by machine. Kiosk in the front, nobody to talk to. You go in, put your order in, a machine makes it and kicks it out of a hole, and you grab it and walk away after you pay, of course.
I'm
Anyway.
sorry. I just don't. I realize labor is rough nowadays, but talk about then really wanting to squeeze out the middle to lower class. That's all they're doing. I remember that was like a big deal when you were a young boy. At least my thing, my either caddied when you were 13 or 14. Let's say you did that, or you flip burgers at McDonald's when you were as soon as you're old enough. Or and you were happy to get minimum wage. I remember
Yeah,
my
yeah.
first restaurant job, I was making $2 an hour in a kitchen, just because back then now I'm going to play my video game instead of doing that. They just don't want to.
But it was a way to get started. Okay, so I apologize. It's my fault. I have sent Angela so many new promos the last few weeks because I'm already starting on 2024. I'm trying to get a head start on some of the new stuff that we'll be having for it. And as I do it, if I don't send it to Angela, then I forget to send it to her. So I try to send it as I make it. Anyway, she's got this one ready. Let's watch this real quick.
You can talk through it, remember?
Huh?
I said if you need to talk through it.
Yes, that's exactly right. So this is just, come join us. North Pole Cornerstones is two Christmas schools collaborating to form North Pole Cornerstones. Of course, we know Santa Nana's Holiday University and Sat Bob's, and this will be at the San Antonio Marriott Northwest, February 2, 3, and 4, as we said, San Antonio, Texas. If you have not gone over to our website, go over and check it out. We have bios on each one of our instructors there. You see those on the screen. Fantastic group of folks to work with, very knowledgeable. And it is a unique and entertaining educational experience, and we'll hold up our session. As we said, we're going to, bring you a lot of stuff you haven't seen before. We've been asking questions, we've been listening. So looking forward to that. Check it out. And over to Randy for the
Wow. I
Master
mean,
Claus Academy.
yeah, and Master Claus Academy, of course, guys, is coming in March. Don't miss North Pole Cornerstones then. But in March 22nd, 23rd, and 24th in Columbus, Ohio, is the Master Claus Academy with Lee Andrews and Jeff McMullen. One day it was each performer. It's going to be a hands-on. You're not, like I said, we talked earlier about bleaching your beards. You're not going to learn a whole lot about bleaching beards. You're going to learn about being a performer and how it is to the people help interact with you. They're great. I mean, just past entertainers to be there. These two guys, to get them together is just phenomenal. The best thing to do is, of course, get a hold of Ben Bellhorn or Ohio Santas. The last minute information. It's pretty booked for it going on. And of course, you have another way of getting it. Of course, the scholarship that we are doing here at on Monday, Bob Randyl and Company. So please watch for the websites on Facebook items for how to send in your essay. It's very easy. We're giving away the $275 entrance fee to get to the masterclass, and so I've got 5 entrances. So it's going to be closing up in a couple of weeks. Somebody's going to win that $275 prize and get to go to the masterclass. Yes, Lee Andrews and Jeff McMullen, to see them for free. Of course, you got to pay your hotel and everything. But that's in March 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. So we got, what a year. I got to say it again, Bob. I apologize, but what a year to start. North Pole Cornerstones, February, then March. And then, of course, always, can't forget School of Santa coming up. I mean, that is an event of the year. It's a little different this year being 1 week, but we all know Jeff McMullen is going to be there. And man, if you guys have seen him talk, I was lucky enough to see him in Denver. And some of the things he's got a heart of gold and knowledge that he's not a big guy, but he's got a knowledge of a 30-foot tall man. I tell you the knowledge. So don't miss that. And Bob can tell you more about School of Santa, but man, it's and what was the dates? I apologize. I will say that 18th, 19th, 20th, and 21st of July. Wow.
Right.
I mean, we're talking about things in July, but we have to think about it because we have to plan ahead for our next year. A lot of us want to get booked. I book some things now for next year. And I know, Bob, you were making comments about figuring out payments for stuff for that, which I think is a phenomenal thing to do. I mean, that's like, man, I got to give props to doing payments for instead of saying, here, take it off my credit card, the big number. So that's fantastic. Besides, you guys, there's another scholarship for North Pole Cornerstones. I'll get that out, won't I? That Tuesday Night Live is doing. So the opportunity is endless. It's because you guys are, for us here, Mondays and Tuesdays, we have to give back to you guys. So thank you so much.
And that is correct. I did not mention, but santascloset.org, not only do you get the gift package from them for today's trivia, correct answer, first person to get that answer correct, your name also goes into the hat for
The
a
hat, not
drawing
the bag. Oh,
for
it
a
goes in the hat,
scholarship.
not the bag. Goes in the hat, not the bag.
For a scholarship for Norfolk Cornerstones. And we're doing that on Monday and Tuesday because we had such a small window when we decided to do this that we wanted to make sure we got as many folks a chance to get their name in a hat. So,
That's
and
amazing.
again, back to Branson. Branson is filling up really quick with the only one session this year, and everything that Spangle offers $459 tuition this year. He did have to go up on the price somewhat. Everyone knows it's a tough year. We're all struggling. Money is tighter than it's been in a long, long time. But I don't care where you go. For instance, we went to an economy burger place the other night, Carol and I. She got a children's meal, which was a small burger, small fry, small drink. I got the double meat, $19 for two hamburger meals, one of
Two
them being a
hamburgers.
junior.
Yeah, yeah. That's
So
amazing.
everything's costing more. That's why you see the tuition on a lot of these schools going up because it's just you have to. I mean, you just have to do it. And
Well, we just saw
it's
gas
something.
prices up here go up again. So once gas prices go up, everything goes up. It just
Everything
happens. I
goes
mean,
up.
we you don't want to do it. I know our MAPS wrap up banquet we do in January. I mean, we went up $2, but still $2 is $2, and it went up $4 I think the year before because of things. But the cost of everything is just, and it's just it's a big squeeze. That's why I think it's great to plan these things now and then to see what you can do, and you can attend as many
Yeah,
as
and
you
again,
can.
you also got to take into consideration, like for Spangle and or for Cornerstones, being all inclusive. Uh, there's a lot of costs that's built into that tuition that you normally would have to pay outside of your tuition. So as a group, we sat down, we have had meetings after meetings after meetings. We have crunched the numbers. We have done spreadsheets. We have got bids from so many different places, looked at different things, different ways to entertain. And the best package that we've got is the package that we've worked on for months to come up with. And Spangle has had to do the very same thing after this last year. I'll tell you, he didn't make no money last year on School of Santa, so he had to figure out a way to cut the bleeding and figure out a way to at least break even or put a few dollars in the kitty for all the preparation work, the different people. I mean, yes, you have volunteers, but you also like to do a few things for your volunteers. Uh, and Spangle has been pretty good to those of us who have helped him the last few years. It's not a lot, but small stuff goes a long way. So anyway, Branson 2024, Master Claus Academy, and Norfolk Cornerstones. Three great choices. You got Ohio, Branson, Missouri, San Antonio, Texas. Somewhere in that perimeter, you can make it within a day. Come in and join one of those along the route. All right, Rick, moving along as we always like to do. We like to keep things flowing. Preview Tuesday Night Live, upcoming guests and shows. We are sorry to say, and this is a last minute deal. Hey, it happens in this industry. Things happen in life. Mr. Bob Churchwell, Santa Bobo, has had to cancel. Uh, he's had some technical difficulties. He cannot get into his Facebook. He cannot even get into his computer or phone at this point. He's dead in the water. He has no way to link up with us to do the show. So he says, I don't want to hold you guys up. It's short notice. Try to come up with something else for Tuesday night. And so last minute scramble, we've got a show planned. It's going to be a good show. It's going to be pretty cool. It'll be a little bit different from what we normally do. We won't have a per se featured guest, but there will be four of us on the show. And so drop in tomorrow night, check out what we got cooking. I think everyone's going to enjoy the show, even though, last minute cancellation as it is. Following week, we got Santa Kenny Blair, professional Santa head football and baseball coach in the Oklahoma Public Schools. He is such a quality person. We've talked about his costuming or his suits, a private seamstress that does all his work, and she is phenomenal. And then the week after that, Randy,
Man, the week after that, like I said, I've said this every time, and it gets me more excited every time I read the beginning line. We're going to be here on Tuesday Night Live. Again, sit down, take a deep breath. The real Santa's going to be here. Let it out, Bob. Let it out. Let it out, Bob. Let it out. The real Santa's going to be here, guys. The real Santa. So all those amazing questions that you wanted to ask Santa, like how he really does get down the chimney, how he does know everything, the real Santa's going to be here, man. That's going to be so much fun that day. And because it's logistically, it's almost impossible to get the real guy. You know, we all portray him and we all are Santa's helpers, but man, you got the real brother in red, the father in red. I guess you could call him that way. But it'll be a fantastic fun night, and it's been in the works, like Bob said, for what, a year and a half now, Bob, to get Santa on to work out logistically wise, time wise, and everything else. So don't miss it. I mean, it's going to be a hoot. It's going to be a fantastic show. It's going to be filled with just. I mean, I can't wait for the laughter, I guess, more than anything, and the smiles. And that's what a way to start. It's almost starting most of our seasons almost by then, because that is the 24th. Then it's only 2 months till Christmas. When the 17th. I'm sorry, that's the 17th. It's almost 2 months till Christmas. So
for real Santa.
Further. Wow. And then, of course, the 24th is the special roundtable, which is something that's, man, that is something we all need to do. Get a last minute refresher. Got some great panelists on here that are going to take all those hard questions also. You know, again, how to talk to a child that just lost somebody, how to explain to them they can't get a new house for Christmas, or how to explain to them that, you know, you are the real Santa, or you know, whatever question you have. The roundtable panel is full of knowledge and for that night. It was been great the last couple of years, so don't miss that, the 24th. Now that's 2 months away from Christmas, so it's that last minute refresher we all need. It kind of gives us that little, okay, now remember that last minute, you know. We like to talk about stuff all year, but sometimes in January we forget what happens in December, so this will be the last minute really good things. Then of course the 30th is going to be on Monday, our Halloween special, because we don't want to do it on the 31st. The little ones be out trick-or-treating. So Monday, the 31st, Tuesday Night Live and Bob Randyl and Company will put together the Halloween special, which has always been just, man, the costumes, and it has been so much fun the last few years. We've had fun winners. A lot of people put a lot of work into looking cool on that. So don't miss the 30th. There won't be any 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock afternoon Bob Randyl Company. We're doing a special Monday night Halloween special. Then, wow, and think about it, week after that is the 7th. Will be the final show of the year, the send-off to the Christmas holiday. Man, it's kind of hard and kind of like I guess sad to say that's already the send-off for the season. I'm glad the season is here. I mean, I can't wait. But it's kind of like thinking, seeing the friends and everybody joining in is going to be missed by definitely by me and all you guys. So, but we'll see you next year.
Yeah. Real quick, I want to say hello to Mitchell Allen. He's joining us. And yes, Mitch, you know, technical issues do happen. I know you've run into a few on your show this year. It happens. You know, hey, and we do our shows live, so you know how that is. You've experienced it. Randy, I got to tell you, man, I got a phone call from a good friend that went over his costume for the Halloween show, and I am sworn to secrecy, so I can't say any more than that. But it is going to be a hoot, man. I cannot wait. It is going to be super cool. And you're going to enjoy it. Let's just put it that way. I know you'll enjoy it. So.
Oh man, I tell you, that's what's fun. We can just have fun, and everybody wants to be. That's what that Halloween special is all about, and getting things dressed up and just because then we got it's not a serious season, but we've got a hard hitting. Most of it got a hard hitting season ahead of us. So let's have a fun Halloween time. Let's have some fun, and I know we will.
Exactly. And at this point, I want to mention that the Texas State Santas, who I am founder and director for here in Texas, we're putting together our 13th annual send off to Christmas eat and meet. It will be at Tobert's Restaurant and Chili Bar in Grapevine, Texas. That'll be October 7th at 1 p.m. I've already got 45-ish people signed up for it. So going to be a great event, going to be big, going to have a lot of fun. We'll talk about the same things that we normally do, talk about the season, talk about new things that might pop up, answer questions. It'll be a fun time. So keep that on your schedule. If you're in the area, drop by and see us. Tobert's is a fantastic place. Tobert's is the originator of the chili cook-off in Tooele, Texas. That's been around for ever and ever and ever. And that's how they got started and then decided, hey, let's just do a restaurant. Great burgers, steaks, chili, you name it, they've got it.
Yeah, I'll put a little plug in too for something coming up. January 13th, of course, is MAP's wrap up
Yes.
dinner. That's Saturday, January 13th. It's 15th birthday of MAPS. MAPS has been around for 15 years, so we're having a merry birthday theme. So if you're in the area, I've been posting then how you buy tickets. The tickets are on sale now, and we've got hotel rates also for if you need to come in from out of town. But it's a wonderful night. It's a dinner. You've got a complete show to watch, fellowship, 50-50 raffle. There's, of course, we do a last sleigh ride for all MAPS members. We have one of our MAPS founding members. His wife plays the harp, which is just beautiful to hear. Dinner music that she plays the harp. So it's a wonderful evening. Besides, there's a complete stage show that's going to be going. It's not really a stage, but there's a complete stage show for a birthday. You're going to have a lot of fun. January 13th for the wrap-up dinner. So you'll see posts. I'll bug you a lot about it.
That's January 13th. Next thing on the list to talk about here is our Tuesday Night Live first broadcast, first live show, season 4. That's right, season 4, 2024, February 2nd from North Pole Cornerstones in San Antonio, Texas.
Nice.
We'll have a live special event that night. It's going to be fun. Then we're going to take a couple of weeks off because after the season, preparing for Cornerstones, we're all going to need a couple of weeks. So our actual kick off the season, season 4, will be February 20th of 2024. That's when we'll start back with our weekly broadcast. Looking forward to that. Don't have a guest lined up yet. I've got lots of guests that's in the hat. I just haven't put pencil to paper on those yet. So keep tuned and we'll keep talking about that as we get closer to that. All right, Angela, did we have a winner?
Yeah.
Boy, I learned my lesson after last week. I got to find out, or last 2 weeks. Got to find out if we got a winner first, right?
Ask that question first.
Ask that question first. Okay, so what was earliest known documented account of when the Northern Lights first appeared? Also, where and by who was it written? And our answer there, let me blow this up a little bit because I put this in kind of fine print and I don't want to mess it up. Yeah, the earliest known account of Northern Lights appeared to be from a Babylonian clay tablet from observations made by astronomers. Well, I didn't get that word right either. Astronomers of King Nebuchadnezzar II. I murdered that. Boy, there's 3 words there I've already murdered. The time frame there was not exact, but it was either 567 or 568 BC. That source on that was www.loc.gov, and there's a footnote behind that, but that just gives you an idea. I'm going to start listing the sources because just better to have the source where we find this at. That way we don't have any controversy anywhere down the line.
Yeah, I mean,
And the winner was?
Rex Ray.
Mr. Rex Ray. How about that, Rex? Well, hey, Rex, I'm going to put your name in the hat for scholarship to North Pole Cornerstones.
now was that carved in stone? Is that how they did that? 568 BC
Before Christ, that's right.
before Christ. So that's
A long time ago.
2600 years ago.
Yeah, have you ever researched or looked at the clay tablets that they used to have? I mean, it was like a clay piece of paper but thick, and then they would put their text into that, whatever kind of text they were using at the time, Babylonian. But anyway, Babylonian clay tablet, and again, it was King Neb is what I called him, but it was Nebuchadnezzar II was astronomers for him.
Because
that
where
first
do you
noticed
come
on
up with these questions? Where do you find them?
and wrote it down.
I don't know, man.
All right. Glad to get through that. I'm sure Rex may want to pass his winnings on to the next correct answer. That's correct. Did we have a second, Angie? Nobody else got it?
Nope.
Well, Rex, boy, I tell you,
So Rex is the winner.
Rex is the winner. All right. We'll figure something out. Here we go. Tell me this. Since
Is
we
it
didn't have
time?
a winner, since we didn't have the winner, the first person to tell us the very first date that Randy and I appeared on this show, and this is season 2, remember that, we will have as the winner. So research that real quick. The very first date that Randy and I did our first show together here on the Monday show, because if I say anything else, then I'm going to mess it up. So let's just say the Monday show, and leave it at that. So you guys research that. Give me an answer for that. Your name will go in the hat, and you will get the goodie prize because Rex is passing it on, and we didn't have a correct answer other than his on that one there.
I don't think
Okay,
that's the
Randy,
right
you
answer.
ready for
Somebody
match?
said 563 BC was the first time I was on the show. I know I'm old, but somebody put. Oh, maybe that's not the answer for that. Maybe that's not the answer.
That's Mitch Allen.
Thanks, Mitch. Yeah, thanks. I'm going to take you
All
to
right,
some
let's go ahead.
really scary places on Monday in Detroit. You know that now for doing that. Just kidding. Mitch
All
is
right,
coming to
magical
Detroit
moments.
next week for a few days.
Magical
So
moments is next, Randy. Let's move along.
cool. Let's do it. Hi, guys, and welcome again to Magical Moments. I want to thank you again for joining me about this. Of course, last week we talked about giving gifts away, and this is what I showed you last week. And of course, a couple weeks ago, another thing you can make out of a piece of cardboard. This is something you can do also for giveaways, and sometimes even little toys, which even makes it better than just giveaways. If you know somebody that's a good seamstress, or the best thing to do is even go to a magic shop, and you come there, and of course it looks like a Santa bag, and you have a child reach in. You have a child reach in, and you can show the bag is completely. Whoops! You can show the bag is completely empty. There you go. Show the bag is completely empty, and there's nothing in the bag, of course. And you can have the children do whatever they want to do. Hold it, and you can do a song in between or whatever you want to do. Make it all a ritual. Just another way of doing a little magic. And oops, I gotta have it up here so you can see it. And you can even produce a little toy out of it. There's a little toy train, you can say. Then you could do the whole story about this is how Santa then makes the toys, and then we can make them larger, and we bring them to your house. So there's so many things you can take, and a basic it's called a change bag.
July 11th, 2022, Angie.
That's it. Oh my goodness. Where are we at here? I got something else here. Basically, it's just in a bag. I got one more piece of prop in there. Sorry. It's a bag with a little tiny pocket in there. So you show one side empty, of course, and show it's the props in the other side. Now, it's a great thing to have because they look very magical, or they definitely fit Santa, especially a bag with a drawstring. You can have that hanging on your belt. It's a beautiful thing to do. There's other things you can, which is fun, like I do this with magic, or fun little toys that Santa does. It's the exact same thing. It's just a little bag. You can show them empty. The child can put their hand in it, and all you do is just make sure that you get that other flap out of the way, and you reach down and you produce a toy. Now, I love to produce wooden toys to children like that, because I tell them it's not quite done yet, and then you give them a nice little toy. If it's a little train, or you can buy these by bulk, and it's a great bigger giveaway, especially at a home party you've done a few times. but it just takes a little seamstress. A lot of magicians use a change bag like this. It's got a little pivot pocket that goes back and forth. But these little bags are just easy to make out of material. You get some fancy or use Christmas material, whatever you want. I've got a bunch of them, all kinds of ones you can do. So they're just a nice way. Also, it's no problem with putting in, like I showed you every week, the Christmas cards. They're actually a lot easier because they take up a lot less room than a whistle or a train set. But it's just one more way to produce or to give out a gift to a child instead of just handing it to them or just bring it out of your bag or having it wrapped. You can even have it wrapped in here if you want to. I know out of the thing I always do that produce balloons and blow up a balloon and make Rudolph or whatever, but it's a very easy prop to make. It's just a bag with a center pocket in there, one that you go one side or the other. It's called a change bag, and you can get them on any magic store or eBay, or probably get them Amazon, but magic stores are the best place to get them. But the coolest thing is you can customize them for your look. You can tell this is I use more for magic, this more for Santa. This kind of goes in between. It can either or. Actually, same as you can tell I made it because I made that too. But it's just a quick way to produce something that you can give away. They're not much. They're very inexpensive to make. The giveaway is the most expensive part, but again, it's something that we talked about earlier. You're now selling yourself. You don't have to do extra, make sure your business cards are perfect or everything. You just sold yourself. You did one more thing, a little extra, and that child's going to walk around all day long bothering his parents. Oh, I shouldn't say that, but whatever you want to put in there, if it's necklaces, if it's bracelets, if it's the cards. I know, like, I always come up with some house visits I do every year. I come up with something a little different every year to give to them. And this is my fun giveaway this year. I found this. I bought these in bulk to do that. So, but just take that again. Make yourself a little bit different to sell yourself. You're promoting yourself by you being different. Even though we're Santa and Mrs. Claus, we're the same that way. But do something a little extra to make you stand out. And it's not big magic. You're not calling in props. You're not, asking them to do magic words or nothing like that. Even though I like to do the silly magic words, is because you teach them how to do elf magic words, and that's what always my favorite thing, to teach them how to do elf words. They don't know what elf words are, so you make up some elfishes. We're going to hear some elfish, I'm sure, a little bit later in Bob's segment coming up. But thank you again, guys. Take a few moments. If you want some information more about the bags, again, reach out to me. I'll be glad to send some information like I did last week. Thank you guys again. I'm always so blessed to be able to spend some time with you and show you some things that you can help your performance and do a little magic and have the people remember you. Thank you again from the bottom of my heart. Love you guys all, and thank you for all you've done for me. Thank you.
Fantastic, Randy. Fantastic as always. Man, you are always Johnny on the spot there.
Look good. I like that hat, Bob, a lot. I like that one a lot. I like that one a lot. Man. Whoa,
Thanks,
I got to
sir.
get a nice. This is actually a Gina's pin, Gina pin on there.
Yeah.
Oh, I like
it's
the beautiful leaf on there, man. That really stands out nice.
Thank you. Spangle has this in the regular top hat for sale. And I've got one of those in there. The only problem is he only has one size, and it doesn't fit my head real well, so I need to do some modification to it. And I
The
hadn't
top
had
hat
time.
I got is filled with his Spangles snowballs. That's the problem. I don't know. I've been keeping them in here. My top hat's filled with Spangles snowballs.
Yeah. He's got one that's taller than that now. He's got a really tall one.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. Very cool.
And so great job. Fantastic. All right. So the winner of the correct answer for the second trivia question, trying to find a winner here so we can put a name in a hat, is Diane Vian, July 4th, 2022. That was episode 1, season 1 for Randy and I. And it was a great moment. We had a good time. And of course, the promo leading in just said Bob and Company, because Randy had just jumped in to fill in for me. And we knew that was what we wanted. And the very next week, we advertised it as Bob Randall and Company. I think it took me a few weeks to get the graphic changed, but anyway, Diane was the winner. You get the goodies and the name in the hat, Diane. Good job.
And I scared Bob with my favorite F word. Woohoo!
Oh, yeah.
My favorite F word. I've scared Bob that day with my
Uh-oh.
favorite F word. Free,
Mine,
free,
mine
free.
is trying to elude me. I got to pull it out from underneath. There you go.
That's what we got, guys. Remember, Monday and Tuesday Night Live, it's all free, guys, and that's what
Yeah.
it is. It's because you guys give us so much, we want to give back. There's so many talented Santas and Mrs. Clauses out there that share stuff, and then Tuesday Night Live especially. They just don't miss it. I mean, you can watch it on Facebook, YouTube, anytime you want to. Watch it live. Don't miss it. Remember, it is my favorite F word, as always. Free.
And you know what else is free, Randy? The hat costume change. We don't charge nothing for that.
No, styling and profiling.
There you go, man. All right, great job. Okay, so Angela's going to play the lead in for the sneak peek toy catalog 2023. We'll be back in just a second. All right, fantastic. Hey, look at that. Randy's looking good there for sure. Mitch says his hat from Spangle doesn't fit either. It's too big. We're going to have to work on that, Mitch. Either we're going to have to let our head grow or going to have to figure out a way to take up some room inside that hat to make it fit the noggin better. Okay, so this is our Santa's Toy Catalog 2023, a sneak peek into some of the toys that are projected to be the hottest for the 2023 Christmas season by top sites on the web. And we've got a special guest doing that report tonight. Yeah, we mentioned it last week, but Annabelle had to go on a special assignment for Mrs. Claus for the Tuesday night live TNL production crew. That's something she's working on. Her sister's going to fill in, so let's go ahead and jump into that. And on the other side, we'll talk about it a little bit.
Cool.
Hi to all. Annabelle is on a special assignment for the Bob, Randyl and Company live show, so I will be filling in this week with the sneak peek segment. My name is Mary Noel Aria, and I'm the older sister of Annabelle. She and I are the only two daughters of Phineas and Marybelle Chatterbox, and reporting and journalism runs deep in our blood. I am so proud of my baby sister Annabelle, so when she got the opportunity to go on a very special assignment for Mrs. Santa, I was honored to fill in here. As I mentioned, we are the daughters of Elf Phineas T. Chatterbox, the founder and editor for the North Arctic Gazette, as well as the founder of the Bob, Randyl and Company's Chatterbox News. My and Annabelle's mother is Elf Marybelle Chatterbox, who not only assists with correspondence, but is also one of Santa's all-time favorite seamstress. Elf Annabelle and myself do love to sew and create, but most of all we love to report for our father as well as for Angela, Randyl, and Bob for the Monday show. Okay, let's get down to business for what we are here for. As Annabelle always does, we will review two toys expected to be ones the children will most likely ask Santa and Mrs. for this Christmas season. We search the top sites, and this week we have our Generation Sweet Stop ice cream truck. This thing comes with electronics in the color of light blue and is for 18-inch dolls. Its cool factor is it features our working lights and wipers, real chalkboard to write specials, and plays 3 songs. It includes 130-piece ice cream truck accessory set, and the 18-inch doll is not included but sold separately. Watch your little one be a happy ice cream vendor with this our generation Sweet Stop ice cream truck with electronics for 18-inch dolls light blue. The chalkboard lets you advertise daily specials and serve up delicious treats on the go from the huge variety of lifelike food. The rains won't stop you from driving this truck around, as it features working windshield wipers. Just pack up your truck and drive anywhere you like. And using the working turn signals and brake lights, you can be sure to drive your truck safely. Play one of 3 songs and tell the neighborhood you've arrived. The doll pictured is Ginger, but Noah, Asa, and Kaylee are available to buy. Dolls and outfits sold separately. This set is rated for 3 years and up due to small pieces being a choke hazard. This is a Target store exclusive and sells for $119.99. Consumer rated at 4.6 out of 5. Our generation Sweet Stop ice cream truck with electronics for 18-inch dolls, with that exclusive price, can only be found at Target but can be found on Amazon as well as eBay, but price will vary. Now, for our next sneak peek, we have this must-have for little monster truck lovers. The LEGO Technic Monster Jam Megalodon Set 2-in-1 comes in with a 4.8 out of 5 customer review on Amazon. This toy is ideal for outdoor play for boys and girls ages 7 and up in age. It features LEGO Technic Shark Truck, which can be converted to Luska Low Racer car toy. It performs impressive jumps and uses the pullback action to send the truck through rough terrain. It even features distinctive shark teeth, plus fins that move as it powers along. LEGO Technic buildable models offer a fun introduction to engineering and make wonderful, inspiring Christmas and birthday gifts for kids and teens. Inspired by the Caribbean mythical sea monster, Luska, this racing car toy combines a shark and a squid to create a fearsome car that will be a force to reckon with on the track. It sells for $19.99 through the LEGO store and can also be found on Amazon. I want you all to know, I surely enjoyed filing this report on 2 of the cool toys for this year's holiday season and was picked by those in the industry to be in the list of sought-after toys children will ask for in 2023. Next week Annabelle will be back with you, but she and I will be doing a segment together in future weeks. Thank you to Angela, Randyl, and Bob. I love the shows that you all are dedicated in producing for the Claus community. Phineas, our father, just told Annabelle, myself and our mother Maribel to let you know that Santa Claus is also excited to be the featured guest the week of October 17th on the other show, the Tuesday Night Live show. Mrs. Claus has been preparing him for his appearance by mending one of his favorite suits and will soon trim up his whiskers. Dad spends most his days now at the North Pole, where he is the founder of the North Arctic Gazette and assists Santa with all of the breaking news each day. Elf Merry Noel aria wishing all a wonderful week ahead, and it was truly an honor being on the Bob, Randyl, and Company Live preview show, but until next time, in the tradition of elves we always bid farewell in our native Elvish. Elias. Blessedness, or in simple terms, Iliad, blessing. Now back to my friends in the studio.
Phenomenal, man. She's a sweetheart too, just like her sister.
Yeah. They such a good segment that they put together. Really excited to like I say, to be working with them and to be able to bring those previews to us all who we all need to know our toys going into the season. So that was a new segment that we started just to try to school everybody a little bit on what's out there new. We all know about the old toys that we hear about year in and year out, but this is some of the new stuff. So, well, fantastic job, Randy. I love that hat too, man. That's nice. Yep.
That's you. Oh, I can't say that store. That's right. It's one of those big box stores. You can't say that.
Yeah, but it shows. It
It shows.
shows.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, for those who don't work there, right? Uh-oh. Did I go away?
You're back. You're slowing,
Okay.
but you're back.
It flashed for a moment. For those who don't work there, they can say it. It's pro shops or Cabela's.
People that work
Yeah,
there,
hey.
you can't say the word.
They'll get they get mad at me if they want to. All
Yeah,
right, man.
yeah.
Fantastic show. Oh, by the way, the cold front, I had to get my winter hat out. 89, right?
89. And you got that winter
89.
hat out, that muffler.
This is
Oh,
the
there
top
it
hat I
is.
was talking about from
Oh my
Spangle.
goodness, no way. Wow. That's huge.
The only problem is when you put it on.
Remember that back in the 60s, there was a show called Lidsville, and it was all about hats, and all you saw was their legs underneath the hats. That's kind of the way.
And when you
Oh,
go
no.
when you go to some of the Christmas stores, you'll always see the little gnomes
Yeah, the
with
gnomes.
the
Yeah,
hats over their eyes, and all you see is their whiskers sticking out. That's what it reminds me
yeah.
of.
Oh, no way. I see Ernie put up a thing that says there is a special tiny thing you can get that puts like a little wedge in your hat.
Wedge
A little
that
little
will
foam.
hold it. Yeah.
I've actually hot glued a array of like soft foam to do some of those hats. Sometimes you have to do that, but
If you got
that's
good,
going to be a picture that's going to have to be done, Bob. You down there like that. You have to put two little googly eyes maybe on the hat.
yeah. Everyone knows I call my Pro Logitech Pro 1080p streaming camera that I use for the show Google Eyes because I took a pair of it's out of paper, out of cardstock, and made two googly eyes that directs me towards that camera. So I remember to look up at it from time to time. But if you got a good pair of glasses on that fit tight like these do, it'll still hold your hat up. But I don't know if stiff wind come along, it might be gone along with the glasses. So who knows?
Great hat.
Anyway,
Wow.
yeah, and he's had these since just before Branson's when they came in, but it is a sharp looking hat. I mean, if you're
Hats
going to
clean,
a
you be walking, styling, and profiling.
cane and your red dress gigs on, that when I say digs, I mean sport coat or dress coat and slacks, and yeah, you'd be styling for sure. Be too cool for school. That's for those out there. All right, man. Fantastic job. We run our course. It's hour and a half show as we always try to do, and we want to thank everyone for joining us today. We've had a fantastic time. These shows just, I don't know, I seem to enjoy them more and more as time goes on. We have more fun, and I love the idea of Randy swapping out hats between segments, and never know what we're going to do next, right? Fantastic. Thanks everyone for joining us. Thank you so much. And hey, join us again next Monday right here, same time as always, 3 p.m. and Central Time, 7 p.m. on Tuesday nights. Tomorrow night show, like I said, we've had to scramble and do something different, but it's still going to be a good show. So join us, and we'll see you tomorrow night. And
Bye, guys.
see you
Thank you
later,
so
Randy.
much.
Have a good week.